Welcome back to your Millennial Group Therapy Session, Baby One More podcast with your hosts, Steph and
Morgs.
Yeah.
Happy to be back, everyone.
Happy Titty Thursday. I was thinking it's Tuesday now, but when this airs, it will be Thursday. So happy Titty Thursday.
Yes. So now the people know that we usually call it Titty Tuesday.
You know, Thursday. I guess it could be Thirsty Thursday too, but titties are more fun.
Yeah, they know our secrets.
They know secrets. But welcome back. We are revisiting the final part in our trilogy.
Our installment
of the 3 P's, which was periods, pregnancies, and today we talk about postpartum.
You're in the thick of it.
Which I am in the thick of.
Thick of it.
I am. Yeah. Well, wait, what is that from? That is something, right?
Talk trend. It's some kids show.
It was like, oh yeah,
you're in the thick of it.
But it's no, it's like, oh my god, this is gonna piss me off.
I don't remember the words.
So, into the something.
And then they
yeah. So that's mine. I'm in the thick of it. I'm in the thick of it.
The remix.
Oh my god. I you know what? Bree's never watched that show. That's Little Einsteins. That's what it's called. I just can't remember what it is. It's like
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, into the thick of it.
Is it
I think that's how it goes. Yeah, because they're like going into the forest.
This is gonna piss me off, so I need to know. It's really gonna drive me absolutely bonkers if I don't know. Little Einstein's theme song. Here we go.
Yeah.
Can I just give me the lyrics? I just want the lyrics. Dying. That's all I care about.
As the viewers now know, if you've been listening, I'm clearly.
Wait, is this it?
It's been 3 years, and I am still obsessed with TikToks.
Yep.
Was it the Backyardigans?
Oh, it might be the Backyardigans, actually. It might be the Backyardigans.
It's only because of the TikToks.
We'll show off my I hope you can't hear my daughter in the background, by the way.
No, not at all.
Okay, because I can kind of hear her. What the frick? Maybe, I don't know. This is pissing me the frick off.
Into the thick of it.
I don't know why.
We'll put it on our Instagram.
It's fine.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out, guys. And somebody's probably listening to this going, it's this! You dumb bitches!
Exactly. 1,000%.
You know
Please help us. Please help us.
I'm lucky if I remember my children's names properly some days, so it's fine. Like that one day when Lucina barged in and I was like, whatever your name is.
Whoever you are.
Whichever animal person in my life that you are. Stop.
Stop what you're doing.
Half the time I call Joey Bree when like he's acting crazy because I'm like, oh yeah, that's normally a Bree thing to do. So anywho,
it'll just continue. It'll just continue.
It will only get worse. And now I understand why our parents used to mess our names up all the time.
Right?
Because I'm always like,
why can't I get
my mom to this day calls my brother my son. And now I'm like, you can't do that anymore because I have a son. So if you're talking about my actual son, I don't know who you're referring to.
I'm confused.
Because she used to be like, your son, and was talking about Nick. I'm like, no, your son, Nick.
I have one now.
Yes. And now she did this like a week or two ago to me. She's like, your son, I'm like, which one? The one that's in front of you or like your son?
Or my brother?
Yeah. She's like, oh, your brother. I'm like, yeah, we can't do your son anymore because I actually will get confused.
Oh my God. I love this so much. That's hilarious.
There's that. Anyways.
Oh my God. All right.
Might as well rate the week. Rate the
week, Stephers. Rate the week.
My week. Well, last week we met on Tuesday also, and that was the water park, right? Yeah.
Yes. You went you went to the comedy show.
Oh yes. I was like, what did
you did so many things
week? Okay, so Wednesday was chill, Thursday was chill. Like I don't even remember what I did on those days, but Friday I did get to go to the comedy show with Gibbs. It was so much fun. I have not laughed that hard in so long. My abs were actually hurting and my face. We both were like, our faces hurt because it was
like the cheeks.
So funny. He's just such a good comedian. Like, thank God he doesn't teach anymore because this is his calling. But it was just so funny because he's like getting married. He's gay. Disclaimer, by the way. And he's getting married to a guy named Morgan. So the whole time, like he's talking about how people like, they don't know if he's gay or straight, because obviously your name can go both ways, as we know.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it's always fun when I'm out somewhere and someone's like, oh, you're engaged, like, because they'll have a ring on, and they'll be like, yeah, and they're like, oh, what's the name? They don't know.
Yeah,
and
like,
he's
who is
Morgan,
it?
and they're still like, oh.
Confused. Yeah. Oh, they want to assume. Yeah.
It was so funny. And then he was talking about how they want to have a baby. And so they have a, speaking of postpartum and pregnancy, they have a, give
surrogate?
me the word. Thank you. I'm like, what is it? Why can't I think of the name? And
charades.
Hello. And they call, well, I don't know if they do or if he just calls her the coochie mama.
The coochie. I'm dead.
I was like, I'll be your coochie mama if you want to have a baby. I will gladly be your surrogate.
Hilarious.
But it was just so funny. So he's a really good comedian. Check him out. His name's Joe Dombrowski. He's hilarious. He also taught kindergarten. So like, he also taught other grades too. But like, he was in kindergarten. That's when he like his career kind of took off. So that was a really good show, though. We did get lost getting there because Fort Lauderdale can fuck itself, quite literally. Yeah. I remember growing up and my mom always being like, every time I come down here, I get lost because there's so many fucking winding roads. And I'm like, I see that now.
Sure,
like,
Mom.
We were very we were very confused. I'm like, how did we miss, like, when we got off to get back onto 95 to go home, or the turnpike, wherever we were, so easy. Gibby's like, how did we get lost this time? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But that was Friday. And then Saturday, Brielle went to this little like lagoon beach with the cousins and her Nona and Nono. So they did that. Joey and I got to hang out with just baby Joey, which was like really relaxing. And then Sunday was just chill. Joe worked. And I mean, I'd give my week like an 8.5. It honestly was fun and not stressful. According to my ring, I didn't stress out too much. So like positives.
It's telling you,
know,
that ring tells you the truth, so it wouldn't lie.
Well, yesterday it was so funny. So last night, Joe and I got into a tiff about what I need to do to recertify as a teacher. And he thought he knew. And I was like, no, it's this. And he's like, no, it's this stuff. And I'm like, no, it's this, Joe. So then I go look, I'm like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I can feel my blood pressure rising. So then I look at my ring and my ring's like, my stress, I was fine all day. It was like nice, like a little. Then my stress went like this and down. And it was like, your heart rate 3 minutes ago was at 108. I go, you're stressing me out. Stop talking.
Oh my God.
But it was fine. Like, we weren't even fighting. It was just like so stupid. But I was like, now I can use my ring to tell people to shut the fuck up because you're stressing me the fuck out. And I have actual proof.
Can he download the app for your data?
Oh, I wonder. He might actually be able to. No exaggeration.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I love that, you know. It's been great in that sense.
Good.
So
good. That's a good week. That's a solid week.
Great week. I'm also ovulating, apparently, I think, or I'm about to. My temperature was slightly elevated today, which means it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
it's happening.
Which I just feel is fitting for all these episode content. Yeah. So we're just practicing safe sex.
Yeah,
because we don't want any more babies right now. Thank you.
Pregnant-free summer, Steph.
Yes, that is what I need. And also, I just don't have it in me to be pregnant again anytime soon. So
just need a little breaky break.
Yeah.
You know,
I was doing the 21-day fitness thing, and that's about to end this week. And I will say, I have seen a difference. Not a huge one, but a little bit of a difference. Just in like the way I feel, the way I look. Also, I might just like feel like I look better because, I'm ovulating. Like that thing you sent me, I about fucking peed myself watching it.
That was so funny.
I'm not ugly. I'm just not ovulating.
That's literally this is not a clone of myself. Just not ovulating or whatever. I was like, oh my God. But literally the woman brain. It's fucking scary in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my week.
Hormones.
How about yours?
So good.
I know you had a little bit more of a hectic, chaotic week, but
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it was just busy. It was just nonstop.
Yeah.
I'd still say like 7.58. Like,
it's good.
Still not bad.
Yeah, we're like constantly
busy
going.
Work. Exactly. Busy schedule when I go down there. All the things. And then fun. I got to photograph a baby shower.
Yes. So much fun.
It
so
was
cutie.
adorable. So much pink. So cute. Flamingo themed.
Aww.
We love that. So then it was editing that. It was nonstop. Go.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Monday hit and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I got my period along the way of the journey of the things. And then I was just like, wow, no wonder I feel like I hit by a bus because I never stopped.
Yeah.
So overall, good. All good stuff.
We all love that.
Definitely non-stop.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Definitely, I don't know how you do it sometimes with the travel. Because I feel like every time you go to the fort, it's not just like, you don't just like go and work. I feel like you have like 1,000 things happening like right around the same time.
Have you ever, well, I'll have to find the memes that come up because it's like, it's the really funny ones that are like, oh, when the remote girl comes back to the office and they're like, I can't remember the song that's playing, but they're like, oh my God, what are you doing this? Oh, how long are you here? Like, it's literally, that's literally my life though. So like when I'm there, like we filmed an episode.
Oh yeah.
I went out to dinner.
Oh yeah.
And then did I go out to dinner twice? And then I was home. Like I literally like it's. I mean, if I don't do something at night, like I'm at Sam's, so we're still hanging out.
Right. It's not like you're alone.
But like chill hang out, obviously. But yeah, it's.
Yeah. How long is the drive there now? Is it terrible?
It's like still 2.5.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah. So from the new place, not bad.
Yeah.
Could do a day trip. I've done it. Don't like to. But
I'm just always under the impression that it takes like 4 hours because of Orlando.
Yeah, I mean,
because that used to be ridiculous. How?
Yeah.
Like, how is this real life?
I know. Luckily, it's just whoop, straight down.
No, that works.
So, yeah, even easier now. But
we love that.
Yeah, it was good.
So glad.
Yeah.
Happy about that.
I know. By Sunday, I was ready to be a couch burrito, if you will. And I started a new show. I started to tell you about it, but then I was like, I'm gonna wait to tell you about it.
Yes.
Corey and I started Poker Face.
Right.
Which is on Peacock.
I know you sent me like multiple voice memos about it and I just kept forgetting to respond. But I listened, I promise.
Did you watch it?
No.
Or have you watched it? Okay.
I can't even get I have to finish Traitors season 1. My mother has finished multiple Traitor episodes. I'm like, Joe and I have like 3 left, but then we started the fucking circle. So I'm like, I can't do all these shows at once.
Plot twist. I did not watch The Circle today.
It's okay. That's fine.
Watched 1 episode. 1. Solidly.
We have to reconsider the drafting or whatever we're gonna call it.
I know.
And I'll tell you, like, I'll give you like a little piece of information. Why?
Give me the spoiler alerts.
Well,
it's
okay.
fine.
Well, tell me your thing, and then we'll revisit the circle. Tell me about Poker Face.
Oh, okay. Well, I was perusing on the things, and I was like, "What do we watch?" And I saw that the little Rotten Tomato was like 98%, and I was like, "Well, one, I wanted to watch this show because of Natasha Lyonne or whatever from Orange Is the New Black, so good."
Yeah,
but we didn't have Peacock before.
Oh yes,
but thanks to you sharing.
Sharing is caring. Don't fuck that up for us, Peacock, if you're listening.
I was like, do I not say anything right now? But and then I saw it and I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, oh my God, it's won awards. It's won all the things. So it's really good.
Okay.
She has like a bullshit sensor.
Okay.
Basically, she knows when people are lying. And I won't go into further because I don't want to ruin it. But like,
okay.
It's pretty good. And it's like individual episodes are like kind of their own story, but she's in them all.
Okay.
Like, it's good. So you can kind of like watch one, come back, blah, blah, blah.
Definitely going to have to check that out.
It won awards. And there's like a lot of like good like people mixed into the episodes.
Okay.
But I'm like, it won all these awards. I just want to finish it. Because like the ending, like how do they wrap it all up?
That's what I'm curious if you're saying that they're like different episodes.
I know.
Interesting.
I don't know. So,
well, Joe and I will give it a go after we finish Circle and Traitors. Because
you have a cue.
Yeah, and he's been watching that like Shogun show. It's like a Japanese show.
Yes,
I'm
I've
like,
seen that,
I can't get
but
into
I haven't
that.
seen it. No.
That's his thing, not mine. But yeah, the Circle was good. It's been good. We're only 3 episodes deep, maybe 4. I really can't remember where we left off last night. Here's the thing. Remember how we picked people? Remember how I picked, spoiler alert for anyone that wants to watch it, because apparently Morgan doesn't care if I say this right now, but I'm not going to tell you anyone else that gets out.
Okay.
However, remember how I picked the AI bot?
Yeah.
So they voluntarily told them after the first episode. So like, I don't feel like that's fair.
That's fair.
Going into it to like pick that. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm just going to give you, because you watched the first episode, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
where did it leave off? Because everything's meshing right now.
Well, for the listeners, we were trying to do like a circle draft.
Let them explain.
We're like, I know. They're like, what the fuck are they talking about? Steph and I were gonna pick like our top 3 people, and if you've watched the circle, you know people like come and go or get voted off or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We were gonna try to pick our top 3, and if someone went home, we were gonna like, oh, can you either draft a new person coming in, whatever. We were trying to make it fun, and let you follow along with us, but I only watched episode 1, which ended with it was right. I know how it ended. They gave us the order. Yeah, they gave us the order, and but then didn't say anything else. Yeah.
They told. So episode 1, they didn't tell you. No, I'm pretty sure episode 1 they told you who won, like the 2 influencers, and then they got to pick 2 new people to come in. And the Lauren girl picked the AI guy, Max.
Yes.
And the other guy that's a girl, that's a guy, however you want to put it. Playing. Yeah. He picked the girl QT to come in.
Yes. I couldn't remember any other names to tell you any of that. So yes,
I think you're right. What happened. So then what happened in the next episode, which I'm just going to like briefly go over it. They introduced the people, which was Max the AI and also the cutie. Then they like did a couple like chats, did a couple games, and then they were like, "Oh, by the way, there's an AI playing in this game." So everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, somebody's an AI." And the one dude, the blonde-haired Miles guy, he like works with AI, but apparently he does it with cars, not with actual like robots. So he gets chosen, again, spoiler alert, at the end to be like the most like, I don't know what they considered it. I don't know. He ended up getting picked to basically try to figure out who the AI was. Like that was the whole goal of that episode. So I'm thinking like, if they don't get the AI out, the AI is going to continue playing. Well, no, that's not what happened. They did get somebody else out. I'm not going to say who it is. But then the person that they got out, you know, they showed themselves to everyone and they're like, oh no, it wasn't the right person. It wasn't the AI. But then the AI comes on anyways in its little box and it's like, hello, and starts talking to each individual person about things that they connected on. And they're like, oh my God, it's Max. It's Max. Max was the AI. So then I was like, well, I picked the AI to go all the way, so that doesn't really work because nobody even got the AI out. It basically just outed itself. So, like, that's so stupid. Do I replace my AI person with a new person? Like,
God damn. Well, I don't even remember the people's names I picked, but like, is one of my people gone? Because then we can just continue on.
Yes,
we're both just 2. We both have a top 2.
Yes. So basically that's what happened. One of your people got the boot thinking it was AI, and then the AI was just like, sayonara, suckers. Bye. So I was like, oh, I didn't know they were going to do it that way. I thought they were going to at least let the AI like continue on a little bit longer.
Right. But what's the fucking point?
I know. It's fine. Right, if anything, we'll just
reconvene about it.
Yeah, we'll each pick a new person going forward once you watch a little bit more. Because where I'm at, 2 new people just came in.
Oh,
so they haven't even had like an official like influencer. Oh, yeah, you said that. You know how like they would go like sit and talk about who they wanted to get out? That hasn't even happened yet.
Oh, I liked that part.
I know. So I'm like, we're like 4 episodes in and they haven't even like, you know, talked to each other to like vote someone out. I don't know.
Interesting.
Definitely very interesting. So that's the circle.
The circle. All right. We'll come back to the circle because I'll catch up and then we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what we see.
It works.
I like it.
I also remembered that I told you that we should start adding in like social media things that pop out to us during the week. Remember? Yeah. I totally forgot about that last week. But then it was interesting because I sent you the thing about Mother's Day and all that. And I felt
my God.
That's very fitting. But
yes,
my mother already knows because I told her today.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
I just want you to know that I'm not the only person who thinks that Mother's Day is for the mothers in the trenches. Because, hello.
Yeah, we can't be driving around town and all the things. Like, no, it's for you.
Yeah, like
mothers, the grandmas, the moms
have
had their
Mother's Day.
moments.
Love my mother, and I don't know if she's going to listen to this, but we got into it because I basically straight up said, like, I'm not going to A, B, and C on my first Mother's Day. I've never got to celebrate this, and I'm finally a mother. And, like, not discounting that you're not a mother. You obviously are still a mother, but you've had your Mother's Days. And that's what these girls were saying. And, like, it was very split. Yeah. The comments were very split. Like, some people were saying, like, you know, there were grandmas on there that were like, that's not fair for, like, the significant other's mother and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, then, like, take the kids and go. Let me be free for the day. That's fine.
Right.
But then it was also, like, the other half were like, yeah, as soon as I became a grandma, I told my daughter I had my time. Like, it's you now. It's about you now.
Exactly.
That's the response we should be getting. Like, it's true. Yeah. You had all these Mother's Day to celebrate. Instead of expecting us to go A, B, C, D, plan whatever, just let us relax. That's all we really want. Literally. All I want to do is relax. And my first Mother's Day, I had the fucking stomach flu.
Oh, jeez.
I went to Post Malone Friday. Died.
Oh, that's right.
My friend was in town.
Posty.
So, like, it wasn't like it was the best Mother's Day of my life. I mean, Joe got me a super sweet gift, and that was great and all, but I was dying. I didn't even want, like, to eat. So, let alone see people.
Right.
And then, like, last year was fine. I'm pretty sure Joe took the kids. I only had one at the time. I was pregnant with the other one. He took Bree to go see his mom, which was, like, fine. Gave me a day to relax. Like, that was Saturday. And then Sunday, we just, like, hung out as a family.
That's perfect. Yeah.
But my mom's not even going to be here this year. She's going on a cruise. So, like, she's like, oh, I'm not going to be here for Mother's Day. I'm like, no, Marcy, you're going on a cruise for your birthday. Like, we'll celebrate your birthday. That's the thing, too. Her birthday falls right around, if not on Mother's Day, depending on the year.
Right. It's close. Yeah.
So every single time, it's like, well, if you don't see me for this, you won't see me for my birthday. I'm like, I'm still going to see you for your fucking birthday. Right. I just may not see you on Mother's Day. It's fine.
Right. I'll see you when you get back.
Yeah.
Aww.
It's fine.
So be mindful of all of the mamas out there.
Especially the new mamas. In the thick of it, in the trenches. We tired. All we want is some relaxation. Please.
Take the nuggets.
Yeah.
Unless
Honestly,
you want to be with them.
Yeah.
But take them.
But truly, I feel like more than half of the people that are listening, if your mothers in the trenches are like, nah, I'm good. Just leave me at home. let me pamper myself for the day or something. I used to
Y'all can go to brunch.
This was the best thing I saw was that this one person said that on Mother's Day every year, her husband would have her go to a hotel the night before or the day before. So like Saturday, they would go to the hotel by themselves. The mom, he'd like get them a hotel room, do like a spa day, whatever, like hang out by the pool, like everything completely alone. And then stay at the hotel that night. And then the next day come home and celebrate Mother's Day as a family. And it was like
I love that.
The best gift ever because it was like you're getting that relaxation away from your family.
Staycay.
But then also getting to like spend the day with them on actual Mother's Day. And I was like, see, and then on that day where the mom's out doing whatever the fuck she wants to do, then you go see your mother and celebrate her.
Exactly. That's perfect.
Win-win.
Joe,
Win-win.
Joe, are you listening?
Yeah, Joe, if you listen to this. I did send him that I wanted, you know, the Baked by Melissa cupcakes. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I've always wanted to try those, and I was like, I really want these for Mother's Day because I hope you have them.
I hope he gets them. I tried to send them to Melissa, my friend Melissa, who's listening. Hey, girl, hey, and because she catches up on the pod.
Yay!
And she had just moved into her new house, and I don't know if it was because it wasn't on the like map. You know, it was like new neighborhood.
They never made it.
Fuckery that ensued with this.
Oh gosh!
It like took forever. They had to redo it. It was a whole nine. So I hope it's a good experience.
I hope so too.
They look so pretty.
I know, and I think I sent them to someone,
Angelica or someone.
Somebody's birthday. I don't remember who, to be honest. Shout out to you if I sent them to you. Oh, I love your cup.
Harambe.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I sent them to somebody for a birthday, and they just looked so good. And I was like, I really want these in my life. And I was on TikTok the other day, and some girl got them. Like, she was doing a review on them, and I was like, fuck, I need those. So I was like, if you want to get me these for Mother's Day as a treat, I would like. But
fucking love it.
You know,
I hope you get them.
Thank you. I hope so too.
TBD.
To be determined. Anywho,
do we jump into the thick
into the thick of it? Yes. So today's episode is brought to you by Postpartum, otherwise known as my life.
Japanese children
for the last 3 fucking years of it.
Literally.
I have like some personal stories about postpartum, because I feel, and the reason Morgan and I even wanted to bring this up as an episode is because just like with the pregnancy, just like with the period, there's so many things that are not talked about. But I think for me, at least, the most difficult thing was postpartum, because it really was not talked about at all.
Nothing.
I went into pregnancy thinking that I was going to have my baby and life was just going to go back, not to normal, but like I knew the challenges with having a baby. I didn't know the challenges within me that would happen after having the baby, because nobody talks about it. It's talked about a lot more now, I feel, than ever before.
Not
but
enough,
when I was pregnant, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, we're going on Brie going to be 3. So it's over 3 years ago when I was actually pregnant with her. I had no fucking clue. The postpartum was going to be as difficult as it was for me mentally and physically and emotionally. And I just wanted to like be a voice for those who are going to go through it, just so that you're aware. And this doesn't happen for everyone. I'm obviously not like a medical professional. I don't know everything, why these things happen. However,
we do have a chart.
We do have our chart. However, I do know that it can be difficult and it is normal. And that's something I didn't know the first time around. So that's where we're at. But I feel it's only right to start with the chart so that the people understand why postpartum can be so difficult.
Yes, absolutely.
So we have our very lovely chart. We considered it Shikra, because when Morgan and I first talked about postpartum and I explained to her what happens to the woman's body, as soon as you deliver that child, literally the minute that it comes out of your hoo-ha or your stomach, wherever they be getting it out of,
it is unattached from the cord. Snip.
The cord has been snippy snapped. This is what happens. If you're not watching, what happens is basically, after you're basically on a ride, let's say that, right? Shikra.
Yeah.
If you know what Shikra is, one of the
Busch Gardens
tallest, largest drops, I don't know, at an amusement park in America, that motherfucker goes up, burp, 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 all the way to the tippity top, and then it goes straight down. Just straight motherfucking down.
Just straight down.
And that is literally what happens to the woman's body, like the estrogen level after you have a baby. It's like it's climbing throughout your entire pregnancy. And then when it's at the peak, as soon as that baby's out of your hoo-ha, boom, down.
Drop.
Like literally straight fucking down. So it is considered the largest and quickest drop in a woman's hormones, or anyone's hormones for that matter, that anyone will ever experience in their life. And then you wonder why you're a fucking mess. Right after having a baby.
People wonder. Exactly.
Because this is what just happened. I mean, think about when you have your period and your estrogen levels are all over the fucking place. I mean, you're already like kind of a crazy cuckoo bananas. Like, but then
roller coaster.
This is like roller coaster on steroids. And not only.
I loved this chart.
Not only, with your period, you just bleed and that's it. You know what to expect. It happens. It is what it is. With a baby, especially your first, like, you don't know what's going to happen next. And you're basically going through all this and then also listening to the nurses tell you this. You need to do this for your baby and you need to do that. And also here, learn how to breastfeed and also learn how to do this and learn how to do that and stay awake, but also sleep when you can and carry your baby, but also don't lift up more than 10 pounds. And like, dude.
Like, what the fuck?
It is so much information and you're just like, huh? What?
Like, I don't even remember my name because
I'm like,
a million things, but also said drop does not help anything.
Exactly. And so
Jesus.
For my first with Brie, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing going into it. I took no classes whatsoever, which that was my fault. But I also was like, I can do it. I had veteran moms tell me, you don't need to take the classes. You'll learn as you go.
Right.
Okay.
And I feel like the classes, like when Sierra was on too, I don't think they're as normalized as TV and media makes it out to be.
No, they definitely aren't. And that's the thing too, is you really, I don't know, you go with the flow. Also, going into pregnancy, going into postpartum, nobody that had kids. Also, I was the first friend to have a kid. So there's that too. But my parents, other people that were that I worked with, coworkers, friends that had babies, nobody told me that postpartum was the way that it was. I don't know. People said postpartum, but I just thought okay, postpartum clothes because I'm going to have some baby weight. Postpartum clothes because I got to breastfeed. I got to nurse. I got to be able to whip my titty out at any given moment.
Right.
Postpartum was healing, not postpartum could be mentally fucking with me and the way that I go about life. And sure enough, the minute Brie came out of me, different person. And I didn't know that was happening until it was kind of almost too late in a sense.
You were already in the thick of it.
Yes.
And you're like, is
this normal?
Am I fucked up right now?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Right. I remember having Brie. So if you guys listen to the pregnancy, I'm not going to get super into that episode. I explained my whole birth story for both my kids. But with Brie, I was in labor for 17 hours and I pushed, nothing happened, ended up getting a C-section. Okay. I've been awake for more than 17 hours because I went into labor the night before at 2:30 in the morning. I got 2 hours of sleep because I went to bed at midnight, woke up with my water breaking, and then didn't deliver Brie till that next night at 8:30 p.m. or 8:00, whatever. It was 8:25. Yeah. So, I'm awake for more than 24 hours straight and pushing and doing all these different things, having contractions, all these exhausting things. By the time I have Brie, I'm just, whoa, what the fuck happened? And I'm so excited. I'm so emotional, all these different feelings. I'm exhausted. But I finally go to bed and try to get sleep. But obviously, you have a baby who's going to cry for food. And this is a whole new ball game for me. I'm learning how to nurse. I have nurses coming in to check my vitals, check Brie's vitals, all these things happening. You're not getting a good night's sleep. The next day rolls around. Everybody wants to come see the baby because nobody has seen her yet because we had her at night and it was COVID times. Protocol was different. They weren't allowed in the room. Kind of thankful for that, honestly. But just saying, it was good just having Joe there, not for nothing. But once our parents were able to come and family, I'm pretty sure Joe's mom was one of the first people to come because she came before work. And then his brother came, and then my mom came that day, and Joe had to go do something for work that day. So he wasn't even really there because he had to go. It was very vital for his work job stuff. So my mom was there, and I'll never forget. I'm sitting or laying on the hospital bed, and Bree's right next to me. And she is like, Stephanie, take a nap. I'm like, I can't. And she's like, take a nap. She'll be fine. I'm like, I can't. This is already when it was starting. The anxiety and I can't let anyone, including my own family, be responsible for my daughter. Only I can be because something bad will happen. That was the first thing. And I thought nothing of it. I really didn't think is this normal to be feeling this way? Because I just thought I'm an anxious person. Yeah. This is just my personality. But I legitimately would start to fall asleep and I'd wake up and my mom was like, take a nap. I refused. I literally was so worried about her well-being. I did not want anyone except for me to be the one worrying about her.
Which valid though, because she was inside of you. She was your full responsibility essentially for 9 full months. So
makes sense.
I mean, it does make sense.
But no, and I remember being so weird about that in the hospital, and even when they would have to take her out of the room, I was like, Joe, go with them. I was so worried about her well-being and her safety, and didn't think anything of it in the postpartum department. Right. And then they give you a sheet. Extreme? Yeah. And it's are you feeling these things? And it's all about like,
God.
if you're getting postpartum depression, that's what they're asking you. It's a checklist. And it's like, do you feel like you want to hurt yourself? Do you feel like you want to hurt your baby? Do you feel like this? Do you feel like that? And you're answering this literally the next day or 2 days after having your baby.
Like hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm in pain.
Right.
I just had a C-section. I can't even fucking pee out of my vagina right now. Like,
right.
What do you mean am I feeling these ways? And they would come in and be like, did you fill out the checklist? I'm like, not yet. I can't even mentally wrap my head around it
right now.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then they're like, oh, make sure you're keeping track of when you feed your baby, how many poops she takes, how many this, how many wet diapers. And I'm like, for the love of God, I can't do this all. And I'm working on no sleep. Like,
right.
What? So I just was like, no, I'm not feeling any of these things. I'm not going to kill myself or kill the baby or any of that. Like, it's fine. Give them the paper. Clearly, I don't have anything wrong. Like, in their eyes, I'm fine.
Right.
But are any of the questions like, do you feel anxiety? Like, do you feel anxious when other people have your, like, why are those not the questions? Because I hear so much about other women feeling like that same thing and it's not talked about. So it's not normalized. And people think that like, oh, I'm just fucking nuts.
I'm overprotective.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
My mom's so overprotective of me. But like
100%.
Why wouldn't she be? And that's your question.
And then I get home finally and everything kind of sets in. Cause like at the hospital, it's kind of like you have all these nurses taking care of you and the baby, but then you get home and it's like, it's all you.
Who's going to answer my questions?
You.
Right.
I mean, there is your significant other and family if you have it, you know, by the grace of God. But like besides that, nobody's helping you. You're doing this all on your own now. And there were times where like I'd be sitting on the couch, just start fucking crying for no reason.
Right.
Like just out of nowhere. And I'd call my mom. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm just fucking, I'm crying. I'm nuts. I feel like I'm going crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what is wrong with me. And she's like, it's postpartum. You might have depression. You might have anxiety. You might have all these things. I'm like, well, why didn't anybody tell me this could happen? Because like, this is not okay. And then on top of that, like when I tell you, and this, I mean, I told Joe this, so like this is no news to him, but like I was afraid to let him even take care of Bree at night. Like if I wasn't the one primarily taking care of her, I couldn't sleep. He'd be like, go get sleep. I can't. Because I'm afraid that you're going to fall asleep. She's going to fall asleep on you and she's going to suffocate. That's all that keeps going through my head.
1,000 things.
And then like I would like drift off and I'd wake up in a panic and like run out and make sure like they were awake or they were fine or Bree was fine. Like even if she was in the bassinet, I'm like constantly checking on her. Is she breathing? Is she okay? Like all these things because I had so much anxiety that something bad was going to happen to her. Like that's all that I kept thinking. And I'm like, is this normal? Do other people feel this way? And I found out, no, not everybody goes through that. So like,
or
you know, when
and
I
every
first,
time is different too. Yeah.
When I first was dealing with it, I'm just thinking this is a normal response. But then like I started talking to like my mom about it, started talking to other people. I got a therapist later on and I was like, oh, this is not normal. Like my mom didn't feel that way.
Right.
The therapist telling me like that's not a normal response to feel that way. Like you definitely have or had postpartum anxiety and possibly a little bit of depression, but I didn't know it. And then, you know, the depression sets in because for the first couple weeks, everybody's checking on you and the baby. That's everything is, how are you doing? How's the baby doing? How are you doing? How's the baby doing? Then like after a month, it's like, how's the baby doing? Fuck me.
Right.
Fuck me. I'm fine too, but no, I'm not actually fine. But yeah, the baby's fine. The baby's good. And then
everyone's
eventually,
alive.
Right. Exactly. And then eventually it's nothing. Once in a while you get how's the baby? That's it. So then you're like, I feel like shit and nobody even cares that I feel like shit and nobody even knows that I feel like shit because I'm not going to put that on other people. I'm just going to keep it to myself and be like, it is what it is. Like,
and you have a special also situation where when Joe did go back to work, you're alone.
Yeah, and Joe, like the first time around, he was already back in the fire department within less than a month because he did his, where we did things differently with baby Joey, which also probably helped a lot. Like he had basically 2 to 3 full months off of work right after baby Joey was born because of the paternity leave he got and then also his FMLA. With Bree, we had to work it around my work because I went back to work. So he had like less than a month off to help me. Then he went back to work and then I was basically alone those days. Yeah. And then he got sick and was gone for 10 days straight and I was alone.
That's right.
by myself because I didn't want him
scary,
around baby Bree, because I was like, what if you have the vid? Like, I don't want you around her. Or anything really. She's only like 2 months old. I don't want her getting sick. So he was gone at his parents'. I was home alone. My mom came to help me when she could, but it was fucking rough. It was really rough. And I didn't have that help. And then he took FMLA after she was already 3 months old so that I could go back to work and finish out the school year. So it was like a different dynamic. So I didn't have the help when I needed it the most. And I didn't have the people asking, how am I doing when I needed it the most? Because I was alone. I wasn't working yet. When I went back to work, it kind of helped. Mentally, it helped me a little bit because I was around other people. I was around adults. I was around other kids. I could socialize. But being home alone by yourself, especially when your significant other works 24-hour shifts. And at the time, he was on the every 2. It wasn't 3 days yet. Like he has now more time off.
That's right.
It was like the every 2, and then he'd have like a week off every couple of weeks. So it was a little different. But it makes a world of a difference when...
And as a friend, I'm speaking for the supportive friends, especially like Steph was like in our friend group, like first one with babies. We, as a friend, you're like, oh, I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to reach out. Like, I want to make sure like she has space, like all the things.
Because that's what you
don't
think.
fucking do that. Don't fucking do that. I'm telling you right now, if you're listening and you don't have kids and your friend has kids, don't fucking do that. You're welcome to the pregnant people on the line.
Literally though. If I even start to talk about how Morgan was to me this time around, I will cry. Okay. I'm already starting to. I'll be okay.
Well, I'll go into it. I'll go into it right now. Because I say all of this because that's what, you as a person, you're like, oh, they need space, whatever, all the things. I'll send you Chipotle, all whatever. Catch up here and there. I don't want to be annoying. But in reality,
which is understandable.
It is.
You think
it's
that
totally,
I would think that too, as somebody who doesn't have kids.
Sure. For sure. And then as a like personal thing, the reflection after you went through this and we talked about it a little bit once you're like getting through it a little bit further, and I was like, fuck, we fucked up, guys. Not that we fucked up, but we like didn't know what to do, right? And it was just that was sad 1,000%, because even from like your personality as well, like you're a social fucking human. Why would we think you wanted fucking space? And then you got pregnant the second time, which go back and listen, which is always a good story. And I was like, and while you were pregnant though, we started to audio message back and forth, and I was like, I'm going to be so far up your asshole,
and I truly appreciate it.
You're gonna have to like pull me out with a toothbrush or something, because I was like, I don't care if you don't reply to me. I am going to make sure you're okay. And that is what postpartum friends need.
Yes.
For everyone listening.
1,000%. Because I am the type of person too. I don't like to feel like I'm pushy or like in someone's space too much. That's just my personality. But I'm also like Morgan said, I'm a social fucking butterfly. I love to talk. I don't shut the fuck up. And I mean, I'm pretty sure anyone in my life would have noticed that like I was not that person with Brie at all. I mean, everyone in my life, not just like you guys, but like even Joe, Joe's family, my family, everybody sensed that like I wasn't normal Steph.
Just and there. Yeah, exactly.
Obviously motherhood changes you. You're not the minute you have a baby, you are changed for life. That's it. Like yourself, your body, all those things change. They don't change for the worst, but it's different. No. It's a learning experience. And so like that's another thing people don't get is like you don't just have a baby and you're back to normal. Like that's not it at all. Everything changes. So when people are like, you've changed, no fucking shit, I changed. What did you expect to happen?
What?
Do you think I'm going to go back to my immature, crazy self after I just had a baby? No, like that's not normal. I'm going to have more of a backbone. I'm going to try and stand up for myself and my kids now. Like I am not the person I once was. Right. I'm not a people pleaser anymore. I mean, I still kind of am, but not as much as I was. I will say no if I don't fucking want to do something. But that's the thing. And so when all this is happening and I'm like, wow, people that like I would talk to as regularly as I could, I don't even fucking talk to anymore. Then, you start to get like a little bit of resentment in a way. And not like, I mean, I had resentment towards Joe because I'm like, your life isn't drastically changing, but mine is. And like, it's almost like you don't see that. even though you're living with me. And, you know, also when you're going through postpartum with your partner, you go through what they call the roommate phase, where everything just seems very mundane and the same. And you're learning how to adjust to this new life. But it's like your roommates. Like your focus is
your
on
baby's the priority.
Right. Your focus is on your baby. And so if you're not taking care of the baby, he's taking care of the baby, or vice versa. So it's like, when do you have time for each other? And I mean, literally that first year of postpartum with Brie, I think we went on 1 or 2 dates. The entire year.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
And that also had to do with me feeling comfortable leaving Brie with people.
Right.
It was all like, I remember the first time we left her overnight was for Post Malone. She stayed at Joe's parents'. If I didn't have the stomach virus, I would have been a fucking anxiety-ridden
you were distracted in another way, which was maybe helpful, like, you know, but not really.
Like, yes and no. I was too sick to worry if she was like doing okay, but like, what's crazy is like all these things I felt, didn't think anything of, like just thought this is like who I am now. Like I'm fucked up for life.
I guess this is forever. Though.
Yeah, I guess this is this. I finally seeked therapy because Lord knows I needed it. That was very eye-opening. Showed me a lot of what I was dealing with was normal to go through, but also like not normal at the same time. Like normal in the sense that like other people deal with this, but also like I shouldn't have dealt with this for as long as I did with no one to help. And it was very eye-opening, very helpful. Definitely made me go into my second pregnancy with a totally different mindset. And I will say that like this time around, like, yes, it's been difficult. The first month was definitely the hardest just because the adjustment from 1 to 2. But
sleep.
That especially. But the anxiety that I felt with Brie and her well-being, I never got with Joey. Thank God. Because that was like, that was actually like mentally draining and like, I don't even know how else to describe it. Like I was mentally drained just from feeling. I remember I was at work and like if I didn't hear from Joe, I would freak the fuck out. Because I was like, oh my God, like, something happened to both of them. Yeah. Like I'm like, all I'm thinking about is like, is my daughter okay? I'm not thinking about like the kids in front of me that I need to fucking teach. I'm just thinking, oh my God, I haven't heard from them all day. Is everything okay? Like, do I need to fucking install a camera to like keep an eye out? Like psycho shit. I shouldn't be thinking these things. I should be able to trust that she's going to be okay with him. Like that's her father. But like he's never done anything to make me think otherwise. It's just, that is what fucking hormones, that is what the drop in estrogen, that's what all these things happen. Or can happen. And like, I just want to be the voice for other people to realize like, if you're going through that, try to seek help. And
seek help. And
for the people, too, like Morgan was saying, the friends, like the support system is so huge. I mean, the amount of times that like I would cry to Morgan about things like, but I was like so thankful. I was like, thank you for being that person to me. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't want to cry.
You. I know. No,
but like
it's okay.
I think back and I'm like, that's all I ever wanted was somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Even if you know, I know you don't get it 100% because you don't have babies, but you get it enough to understand that like I needed that. So like
exactly. Yeah. Well, and we also like with Joey, you know, like we're starting to talk about like hormones and stuff like that too. And I was like, okay, what can we do? I'm on the fucking, I'm researching, I'm doing the things, I'm Googling, clickety clacks. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to make a trail mix. I'm going
that was
this
delicious.
estrogen,
I need that,
you know
I
what
need
I
that
mean?
recipe
like,
again.
Exactly.
You probably
still need it.
Just for my own taste buds.
Exactly. But for the people listening too, though, like their therapy support, yes, 1,000%. But then also like there's other, not like supplements, but like there are like estrogen rich foods that like will support you on your journey back up
there's drinks you can make. There's things that you can take that are all natural that will help. And just like I said, knowing that like if you are feeling that way, don't think that like this is just your new normal, because it's not. And there are things that you can do. I even remember going to like my first postpartum appointment, like after baby was born, the second time around, and being like, yeah, this is what I dealt with the first time. I'm feeling okay right now, but like if I get to that point, what can I do? And like they gave me like therapists that were like specific to postpartum women, and things of that sort, which were like really, that would have been so helpful. Thank God I didn't need it, because like I said, I was just totally different. And I don't know if it's the distraction of like, I now have 2 kids to take care of because I have a toddler and a newborn, and I'm not solely thinking about the newborn. Like, I have to be back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like at the same time, like this time around, yes, Joe was off for 3 months, about 3 months from the fire job, but he still had to work his second job. So it wasn't like I totally had him home all the time. But I did have help because I couldn't pick up Bree with my C-section.
Right. You had
so,
to.
you know, somebody had to come over and either get her for the day or come help me for the day. So I had a lot more support this time around, which helped. I had Morgan up my ass, which helped. Listen, it was fine. I literally like truly needed that.
Yeah.
I needed even this now. Because I mean, I'm only 7 months postpartum. For those of you that don't know, it takes a minimum of 2 years to get back to normal. 2 to 7 years, guys. It could take 7 years before you feel normal. I got pregnant again a year and a month after I had Bree. I was only 11 months postpartum before I got pregnant again. So I wasn't even like close to being myself. I was starting to feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I definitely wasn't like out of that. And, you know, like going through that, that's all that I kept thinking about was how rough postpartum was for me with Bree. And like, I didn't start to feel like myself again until 12 months, a year, when she was, you know, turning a year old. And I just remember like that was when I had done the therapy. And I mean, I went through like rough times with pretty much everyone around me. It felt like with Bree, it was just so difficult. And like, I feel like the people that were around me that weren't getting it, like they thought that it was like, I was just like Xing or icing them out of my life. And like, that wasn't the case at all. Like there was so much more going on like deep within that people weren't seeing.
Yeah.
And
it's bigger than
it's like that everyone's fighting an internal battle that you're not seeing. And it, you know, like that's what I was dealing with, but like nobody was seeing that because I'm not just going to like go bitch at every single person. Like, this is why I feel this way with you. This is why I feel this way with you. No, it's just, this is why I feel this way. And I'm just going to keep it to myself and cry in a corner and not be like, I don't know, be a bother, be a burden. I don't want to be that person. Never have wanted to be that person. Like, I keep my shit to myself if I can, but I did learn that like through postpartum, that was something that I could not do. I did need to get things off my chest. I do like holding it in was not going to help. And so, yeah, like when I did get pregnant with Joey, I just was like, I fear postpartum more than anything.
Yeah.
Like I was so scared to go through all that again. And when it didn't really happen, I was like, okay, like, yes, did I have the rage, which we'll get into that. Did I have the postpartum rage, which is a thing? And again, people don't talk about it. I didn't really have that with Bree. That's the thing. I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of the depression, those types of things, the PPA, PPD. I didn't have the rage. Now, this time around, I didn't really have the anxiety and the depression. Yeah, I felt sad some days. I think that was just like the drop in hormones.
Sure.
But the rage, not me. I would like snap at Bree, snap at Joe, snap at my parents, like, and like just be a mean individual. And I was like, this is not who I am. Like, I am not this crazy manic person, but that's what would happen. And then I started doing research and I was like, oh my God, like this is all this. Like this is, and a lot of it's because like you don't get a fucking break as a mom. You don't.
Yeah.
Like, you don't. So when you're dealing with all these things constantly happening and you're the, you know, main caregiver and you're taking care of this, you're taking care of that, you're taking care of this, who the fuck's taking care of me? Nobody. And then it just boils up and you explode like a fucking pot that's boiling with the lid on. And that's how I felt a lot of the time at the very beginning, especially after I had Joey, was just like all this rage, all this resentment. Over. Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, like starting this podcast, we call it our millennial group therapy session because like for Morgan and I, that's what it's been. And I mean, I know you've said it, but like for me, truly, like I am in such a better mental space this time around postpartum than I was ever with Bree. And I really think like this helps tremendously. Again, knowing what I know now about postpartum helps tremendously. Having talked to a therapist back then helps tremendously. You reaching out, being at my butt helps tremendously.
You didn't need medication, but like if you do, that's okay.
Exactly.
Like,
it's
for
okay.
the people listening.
It's okay to
like,
go to therapy. It's okay to take medicine. It's okay to do those things if it's going to help you be a better mom and a better person and feel better, because let me tell you, the anxiety, the depression, the rage, it's not worth it. And I still deal with rage from time to time. Don't get me wrong. I can still be a crazy bitch when it's my time of the month because we got multiple hormones all out of whack. But man, like that first month, like Joe and I went at it.
Yeah.
Like we really did. And even the first year with Brie, like that, nobody jokes about marriage and all that being hard, but like it is significantly harder when you have a kid because your life is flipped completely upside down. It's not like you just have a kid and things go back to normal. And so if you don't have the mindset that like shit's gonna get hard, like it's gonna get tough before it gets easier. If you don't have that mindset and you think things are just gonna be like easy peasy lemon squeezy, like there are gonna be hard times. There will be great times. There will be fun times.
For sure.
But you can't just like throw in the towel because shit got hard.
Exactly.
Because that's just it is what it is at that point.
You're not yourself in quotes, right? Like there's that, and that's the thing too.
And I really wish that like, and this goes out to the men in the relationship or even the females, like if whatever way you swing, somebody in that family had a baby, their hormones got fucked the fuck up. So if that's the case, you need to remember that like she is only this way because of everything that she just went through and is still going through. This is not like normal. I mean, Joe would tell me time and time again how I'm a different person than who he met. No fucking shit. I had a baby. I had 2 in 3 years. My hormones literally look like a roller coaster. Somebody went on Sheikra twice.
Exactly.
They just stayed on the ride with the whips and the turns and the this and the that. Yeah. So like, and like I said, when they say it's a minimum of 2 years, maximum of 7 before you start to get out of postpartum and feel like yourself. Yeah, no shit. We're going to be different. No shit. We're going to act a little bit more cuckoo banana some days. That's the way it is. And like people need to understand that. And it's just upsetting because I feel like a lot of people don't make it because of not understanding that.
Exactly. Like,
and I'm not just saying like relationships, like the partners. I'm just talking about in general, even friendships, even family the in-laws, family relationships.
The friends.
If that other person is not understanding what the mother's going through, it's not going to work.
That's it. No, it's not going to work.
Because I can tell you from firsthand, I'm not going to try my absolute hardest to make something work with someone who's not understanding where I'm coming from, or at least giving,
just the grace of it all. Right. Exactly. Like, because you don't need to explain it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's really what it comes down to. You don't need to voice that.
Right.
They just saw it. There is a baby now. They know.
And it's sad because sometimes it's like people that like have gone through this, who have had kids, and it's like your experience might have been different than mine. My mom straight up said, and I mean, listen, my mom, she's gone through things like, and she has depression, like, or has had depression. I don't know if she still has it that bad or anything, but like, this is somebody who's gone through that and had kids and never experienced what I experienced until later on in life, like way after having kids. Mine was like immediate. Like I've never been a super depressed person or, I mean, yes, I had anxiety. I've always been like a hypochondriac. Always think I'm dying from something, but like I never had anxiety to the point where like it was
for others, right?
Detrimental to my well-being.
Yeah.
So that was just like, I mean, I would get anxiety with stressful things. And yes, having a baby is stressful, but it was like a different type of anxiety that I've never experienced in my life. To go through that alone and have people not really understand or give it a chance to understand it, it's sad because
it is sad.
It's not like this is who I'm like choosing to be right now.
Yeah. I mean, temporary. It's all, that's the thing. Like,
and like I said, if people don't understand, I mean, I say all the time, like it may take me 5 to 7 business days to get back to you.
Yeah.
As my friend, if you don't understand that and you're offended by that, then you're not a good friend.
Exactly.
Or even a person, anyone in my life.
Exactly.
If you don't understand that I may not respond to you right away and it could take a couple days, and you get offended by that, I'm sorry. But like, I'm also not sorry. Sorry, not sorry, because this is my life. It takes me a while to get, I do all different things. I like try to do my blog. We're doing the podcast. I have 2 kids to take care of. Some days I'm home 24 hours. Some days I'm home 36 hours alone. Like, I don't have the opportunity to call somebody and talk to them for 2 hours or respond to a text message right away, because sometimes I read it and then Brielle starts screaming her head off and I'm like, shit, I got to focus on her. Can't get to this right now. Right. I'm like, I can't get to this right now. I'll get to it when I get to it. And then sometimes I'm like, fuck, I never responded to that person. But it's like, if you are understanding where your friend, your mother friend is coming from, then you get it. And like, I'm that way too with people that I know that have babies and kids and young kids and have jobs and all these things. Like, I get it. I'm never going to take offense to you not responding to me. Like, I'm not. Yeah. I'll see you online doing whatever you're doing. I'll be like, whatever. She'll get back to me when she gets back to me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or she won't, and we'll start a new conversation. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
As long as you're alive.
Doing 1,000 things. Exactly.
As long as you're alive and you're doing your best. Yeah. Like, that is how I see it. And I mean, there have been people, not in my life, thankfully, but I know people that get offended, like, if they're not getting a text
priority
back
number
right
one.
away.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
it's so hard.
Well, give the woman a chance to breathe. We barely are staying above water. So
exactly.
Just here to be the mama, the mama bear, the big sis mom. Big sis Steph, to lay it to you straight. And again, this is not to be like, because that's the other thing I hate when people are like, the just waits. No, I'm not the just wait till this happens, just wait till that happens. I'm just being
I hope
real.
It fucking doesn't happen.
Right. I'm just being real that this is what could happen. Stay vigilant.
Right.
I wish somebody would have told me that. I wish somebody would have been like, Steph, after you have this baby, you might experience these things. It's not just the depression where they talk about killing yourself type depression. Because that's all, everything is like, are you going to kill yourself? Are you going to harm your baby? That's all they care about. On that paper, that's like every single question is like worded differently in that sense. And it's like, where's the like, are you afraid to leave your baby alone with someone? Or, and maybe it's just my hospital. I'm not saying that like every hospital doesn't have that, but like mine in particular, both times, same fucking paper, same fucking questions. And none of that applied to me at the time. Even probably after, none of it still applied to me. It was like, that's not even what I'm feeling. And nobody told me that this could happen and that I might feel this way, or I might have resentment towards people, or I might do this, that, the other. Nobody explained that to me. So I just felt like it was so necessary to bring that up so that people know. And listen,
this is literally,
I'm still going through it. Here. Some days are better than others. Morgan knows damn well. The other day when I was having a bad fucking day, I'm like, I'm having a bad fucking day. If you cross me, I'm going to kill you. No.
Right.
I'm going to kill nobody. But like, don't say something today to me because it might piss me off and I'll just ignore you for the day till I'm back to normal. But like, that would have never been like a Steph back in the day. Steph back in the day would have just been like, brush it off, laugh it off, let it go. Steph today, not so easy to do that. Yeah. Different person. Postpartum. Yeah. Welcome.
We'll do a fact check in 9 months from now. We'll see how you're doing.
Hopefully no babies inside of me at that point, but that would also be lovely if we could make it a little bit longer this time around.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
Listen, just here, like we said, to be the big sis Steph for all the soon to be mamas out there, or maybe, like we said, you had a baby. You never experienced this with your first, but you're experiencing right now with your second, because every pregnancy is different. Everything's different. Your hormones are different. And like, I thought if anything, it'd be worse the second time around because I was already like, but I mean, better than I thought. So
I know. Well, feel free to message us all the things.
Oh yes. If you have any questions
or advice,
things that we may not have said. I mean, I know that there's like other stuff that goes into postpartum. Yeah. It's not just like everything I just talked about. There's, the whole breastfeeding journey and nursing and all of that. And I mean, that there's a lot of resources out there for those types of things too. And yes, like you will bleed postpartum. Another thing nobody told me. I just thought that happened if you had a vaginal birth. I didn't know that happened with any birth because you're getting rid of everything that was in there.
Why would you know? Yeah.
Why would I have any idea? I'm just like, oh, they cut me open, took the baby out, so I shouldn't have anything down there.
Be good.
Oh no. You bleed for at least 6 weeks. It's a lot. It's crazy.
You're not dying.
You're not dying. It's normal, but it's a lot.
Oh my
and,
God.
you know, you will be sore. You will be in pain.
Yeah.
There will be things that happen. Stay active like before pregnancy so that or during pregnancy, I should say, before you deliver, so that when you deliver, whether you have a C-section or a vaginal birth, like that transition is easier. I will say that much. Because I feel like second time around, I actually healed quicker and needed less pain. I mean, I never took pain meds. I took Motrin and Tylenol. But I definitely did not need it as long with my second C-section as I did with my first. And I heard a lot of people say the opposite, where like their second was harder because it was so close.
Yeah.
I don't think my second was harder to heal from. I think my second is harder to snap back from. I'll say that.
Right.
The whole working out thing. I'm trying very hard to like get rid of the baby weight and like try and get my body back in order. But like, dude, the separation of my abs.
Yeah.
Like I still look like I could be 3 months pregnant just because my stomach will not go down because of my ab separation. And like I'm working on getting that back. But like when you think about it, when I had Brie, my abs were like very fit. My body was fit in general, but my abs were like really strong. They even said that when they were taking her out of me, like, holy
like
crap, your abdomen is very strong to get through. And then, you know, I did what I did, started working out. I definitely waited a while to work out after her. And my abs went back and it was like whatever, normal. But then I got pregnant right away. So like it really didn't snap back to where it was.
Wasn't like enough time
to heal. And so now like I'm like extra stretched out, especially because Joey was so big that like it's taken a lot longer, and that can also be mentally hard for somebody.
I was gonna say, don't compare yourself to others or yourself to yourself.
Because it's so difficult, especially with social media, to see somebody who just had a baby and they look back to normal in a month,
like a stick,
a week.
Like, good for you,
right?
It's great,
but like
that's not everyone's journey,
and it's hard. It's hard to like be like, why do I not look like that? My whole life I barely was 100 pounds, and now like I can't even get 10 pounds off of me in a couple of months. Like, why is, you know, like you can't do that to yourself. It's really difficult. I mean, Joe knows I complain about it all the time because it's hard. It's hard. I don't know. It's just hard. I don't know how else to describe it.
The social media aspect.
The social media is hard.
Anything.
The life that I lived prior to kids, I was so fit and active. So like that's so hard too, because you don't have the time to do that either with 2 children. So I make the time for it. I wake up early with baby Joey and I work out every single morning.
Killing it.
But like it's still it's very mentally frustrating, I should say. Yeah. Like it's just frustrating because it's just like any weight loss journey, but it's definitely harder when you have a baby because your body does change so dramatically. And
well, I feel like too, 9 months is a long time to like stretch. So like having that pressure right away, like hopefully.
And that's the thing too. It's kind of like, and that, I mean, hard. That's all over social media too, is like, why are we so easy to be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, pregnant. Look at your pregnant body. Look at your pregnant belly. But then the minute that you have the baby, it's like, why do you still look pregnant?
Right.
Why are you still heavy? Why do you still have baby fat?
Months to grow this thing.
Like the idea that we need to like snap right back to what we looked like is so fucked up and does so much damage already. Like we're already dealing with all of these mental things going on in our
gymnastics.
Yeah. Because of the hormones and the drop and this and that. And then you're like making women feel like they need to look a certain way right after they delivered a baby. Not easy.
Society.
I know. And it's really sad. I mean, I will say this. I feel like society has gotten better in a sense. Because if you think about it, like when our parents had kids and even like when we were like, I don't know, in our teens.
Yeah.
Society was like, no, you need to look like a Victoria's Secret model or you're not accepted. Like 100%.
Yeah. A fucking twiglet. Literally. Like.
Yeah.
That or nothing. Yeah.
I mean, there were shows about it. I mean,
changed a lot.
Look at America's Next Top Model. Like that was all. God. If you don't look like a toothpick, you ain't a model.
Oh my God.
It's changed so much. I meant to tell you, I want to do an episode just on like societal norms in that sense. Like how much things have changed with the way that we view women in the world, I guess, and our bodies and stuff. Because I feel like back when we were kids and like growing up, it was very much like you need to look like a supermodel.
You have to be skinny. Yeah.
Or
but
nobody's
like
gonna like you.
Skinny.
Yeah. Like actually sickly, like you have a freaking eating disorder.
Exactly.
And like things have really changed. I mean, you look at even the models online and they give you like plus size models.
They
to
give
like,
you every
who do you look the most like pick your model. I love that. Like give me the variety.
I love that too.
But that's like so great because it's normalizing that it's okay. It's okay to look that way. You don't need to look like you're sick to be like
I know. That's
normal in society.
I can't remember what celebrity I'm thinking, like whoever, Lindsay Lohan, all the you know, just like so bad. Well, so bad. You know,
and I'm always so grateful and thankful like that I do have Joe as my significant other. I can't imagine having a man in my life who would expect me to snap back after pregnancy and look like how I looked before. And I will say, like, I am harder on myself than anyone is. He tells me all the time.
Fine, but
he tells me all the time that he's like, I find you more beautiful now than ever before. I find you more hot and sexy now than ever before. And like, that's so sweet because I know there are men out there that don't think that way. That's really sad.
That's true.
And that's really fucked up because that's the person that you just had a baby with and they just put their fucking body through the ringer to have that baby and you expect them to like go back to the way they looked before a baby.
If you're like listening and your man's or woman's is telling you that shit, you let us know.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight them. We're gonna fight them.
We're gonna come for them.
We're gonna come for them.
We don't fuck with that. That is not okay. I will throw my mama bear ass onto you and beat you fucking. Okay.
Oh my god.
But truly, like that is that boils my blood to a new extreme, and I am forever grateful, thankful, blessed that Joe is so supportive in that sense. And thank you,
absolutely.
babe. If you're listening, I know you probably will. So he's always like, you shout me out so much. I'm like, yeah. What do you think I'm gonna fucking sit here and be like, no,
you're my life, bro?
I don't have anyone in my life. I just have 2 kids. I'm Mary. That's it. You know, that's it. I just had babies. God. How? I don't know. The next Virgin Mary at you. Virgin Steph. No. Obviously, I'm going to fucking shout you out, kid. Jesus. I'm also going to tell it straight if you piss me off.
Aww.
Like my 108 blood pressure.
Right on the pod.
Right on the pod. Yeah. You'll know. So will the rest of the world.
Oh my god. Well, yes.
I think that
you did great.
That wraps it the fuck up. Thank you. And sorry for my crying there. I told Morgan, I was like, I won't cry too much because I'm not super emotional this week. However, I am ovulating. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I feel like the hormones are probably hormoning because it's like
they're doing something in
preparing for possible conception. Conception?
It's doing
I was going to say inception. Conception.
Same.
No,
Same.
We're not preparing for any of that this month.
Today.
You can release whatever the fuck you want to release, but also I'm like 100% certain my left and right ovaries, totally different things.
We're gonna have to.
If I'm not in pain in the next couple of days, we will know I've ovulated by my ring. Yeah. But like if I'm not in pain, then 1000% it's something with the sides, man.
We're gonna have to.
And I don't know which one's which.
I'm like gonna be sitting with you at the.
I want to say
doctor.
It's my left side that's fucked. Where was I in pain last month? Because even my period, remember, I couldn't even sit down.
Yeah.
It's got. I'm gonna have to.
Time and you'll know, but
I'll know next month. But yeah, it's a bit crazy that is a thing. If you're a doctor and you study this, and you know, does that make sense? Would one of my side, and it could be the side that, like, who knows if that's the side that released the egg when I got pregnant? I don't know. Or like, do I have a cyst on one of them? Like, there are so many things. But like, they would have picked up if I had cysts before I was pregnant, or like during pregnancy. But because they can see that. But I should probably go get me checked out.
Suspicious. Because
I don't remember it being this painful before. I mean, it was painful. But like, I don't know. This month, I had like the symptoms, like I'm nauseous, I'm fatigued, I'm like, my sex drive's higher. But like, I don't have the pain that I had last month.
You could feel it last time.
Although I don't know if I've actually ovulated yet, so we're just like in the preparation. Like
we'll keep
showed,
the crew updated.
Yeah, showed that it's coming.
Oh,
I'll keep you all updated. I'll let you know next episode. Did I experience pain this ovulation cycle? I don't know.
We'll see.
One of my ovaries is a bitch and the other one's not. Which one of you is the fucked up one? They're like having a battle down there. Like one's the devil, one's the angel. Literally on my shoulders, but instead it's my ovaries. It's like, we're going to make this bitch this life a living hell this month. Everyone get ready. And then this one's like, oh, she went through so much already. Why are we doing this to her? That's also, I would like to just say, whatever you believe in, whether you think it was God that created us or the world, the universe, whatever.
Sparkly berries.
Whatever it is.
Fairies.
Who the fuck said, let's make women have babies and then give them postpartum and make them feel like ass? Let's make their boobies drip at any given moment. Let's make them feel just, you know, when my boob was literally squirting out milk and you were here.
I was like, you have to tell the people.
But I'm like standing, literally standing with Morgan. And at the time, like, your boobs hurt so bad, you don't want to wear anything. It is not fucking, I don't even want to wear things now. But I'm no longer breastfeeding or anything. So like, my boobs don't leak whenever. But when they were, I'm just standing having a casual conversation with Morgan. Next thing I know, my boobs just like shooting out milk. Fucking water. Might as well have been water. It's like a sprinkler system. But yeah, I was just shooting it out. And I'm like, oh my God, Morgan, I'm so sorry. It was dripping out of my shirt. Literally.
Hysterical in tears. And our moms are just talking over there.
They're just
like in the corner.
Having conversation too.
Like ignoring the living shit out of us. And I was like, this was the funniest thing that has ever happened ever. And they missed it all.
It was just like a little drip that was just happening. And
you're like, why do I feel? Or you said something.
I think I felt it dripping on my arm, and I was like, "Oh, because my tit's leaking."
And then it was like,
yep. Sure enough, I was leaking. We're dying laughing. It was just one of them too, not both of them. Also, like, heads up, didn't know this till the first time I had a kid. But if you're, you know, nursing, you're breastfeeding, whatever it is that you're doing, and your boobies are producing milk, if any. Not just your kid. If any kid cries around you, you can expect it to be a monsoon. That's the best way I can describe it. Both my children decided to cry one night. And my boobs were like literally fucking a storm. Like just water pouring out of them. Like a broken
Niagara
faucet.
Falls.
Yes, Niagara Falls. Greatest way. Like literally my shirt was soaked. Absolutely soaked. And Joe's just dying laughing. And I'm like, this is fucking miserable. When I taught, if one of those kids fucking cried, I was like, take it to the bathroom. Out of this room. Right now. You cannot be in this classroom right now. I am not going to do well. Like, thank God I wore bras. But yeah. So just keep that in mind too. Because like but that's why I think about this and I'm like, how was this allowed? How did they think this woman just went through so much? She just carried a baby for 9 months and then also had the baby and then also is going to deal with this you're going to bleed, you're going to produce milk, you're going to fucking hate your life some days, you're going to cry randomly, you're going to be in pain, you're going to do all these things and also take care of those babies that you just produced. And you're welcome. You might feel worse after having kids when it's time to ovulate and have your period. So I'm like, why?
Fucking luck.
They didn't feel like it
super
being
women.
easier.
That's why.
Yeah.
No, of
We
course
didn't
not.
decide like, let's make it a little bit easier on these women. No.
Nope.
Just harder.
Couldn't have given the men the boobs instead, you know, halvesies, go halvesies on it, you know?
Let them fucking produce the milk. What are their tits doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Those nipples are useless. Useless. They don't do anything. They're just there so that they don't look weird because, like, if you didn't have nipples, let's be real, it would look really awkward. But, like, what are they actually doing? Also, I'm convinced, I know we're just going off on a tangent. I'm convinced, I was thinking this the other night. I was like, men only have a penis, right? Like we're, you know, we're like, okay, cool, dick. I like that. Sure. Like I'm not like, ooh, let me feel your ass. It feels so nice. No, like I'm getting turned on by your dick, so to speak. However, men get boobs, ass, and vagina from us because they're like, they got too much. Like they have too much space up there. So they got to be like feeling things at all. Like we just got one. Just the dick. They get it all. How is that fair? They have like something to hold on to at all times.
dying.
This is my thoughts.
You're not wrong.
This is literally what I thought about after sex, because I was like, that is not fair. Joe has boobs, he has ass, he has vagina.
You could still grab his butt if you want.
I know, but it's not like I'm
but
like,
it's
damn.
Not, I know.
Let me see what that ass does. No, like Joe sees my ass and he's like, damn, my dick just got hard.
Right.
I'm not like leaking from seeing his butt, his pale booty.
Right.
After he comes out of the shower, I'm like, wow, that just made me so horny. And that is where,
here, folks.
In case you guys needed to know the type of person that I am, this is she. This is her.
Here she is.
I am that person. I'm the person that taught kindergarten, and with nothing happened at kindergarten, but with my team, I'd be the one in our meetings that's like, I'm gonna go get my vagina waxed tomorrow. I gotta get out of here because I'm gonna go get my vagina waxed. Bye, guys. Yes, I have sex. Bye, guys. Like, that was me. We all went out to brunch one day. I was like, look at this picture of my ass. Does it look good? Do you like it?
Do you guys like it?
My team. My kindergarten team.
Never changed.
And just for those of you that don't know what a kindergarten team is, it's adults, not showing this to children.
Right. It's her team of teachers.
The team of teachers.
You will.
The other adults that I'm, letting them see what my ass looks like. Because I'm like, it looks good, right? For a mom? This is a good ass.
My God, I'm dead.
I'm that person.
You're
and
great.
I'll always be that person, and Morgan knows that, and anyone that's my friend knows that.
I love it so much.
I am the open book. I am the one that you're like, yo, we're at a family gathering. Shut the fuck up. Nobody needs to hear about that. But I'm that person.
Yes, they do.
They do.
I'm going to tell them.
I don't care. And I'll be sober as an ox telling them too. So.
Oh my God, I'm fucking
Oh my gosh.
crying.
Okay. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. We had to have some sap with some fun. That's
entertainment at the end, as we do. I love it.
But I think this is where we're gonna close out.
Yeah.
And you know the drill. Come on and follow us on our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Baby One More Podcast. Also, before we end this real quick, I am going to talk to you. We're going to do a giveaway. FYI. I have so much shit right now. So much shit.
All right.
So I'm thinking within the next week or two, we'll do we'll do like a Cinco de Mayo giveaway. We'll talk.
Okay. Stay following us for the deets.
Go follow that page because your girl got a lot of stuff. More girly than guy stuff. So sorry if you're a guy and you listen to that. Although, like, why? But it's okay. You can listen to this. I mean, I know our significant others do, but like, you may not be so interested in the giveaway. It's a lot of girl type stuff, but it's still fun. So
yeah.
Come on down.
Come on down to
Hang
the party.
Come on down, one and all. But that is all, and we love you all.
Yes.
And we can't wait for our next episode that we have. Oh wait, we do know what our next episode is. I was gonna say we don't know, but we're doing a pod after dark.
Stay tuned for After Dark.
Yes. Which actually, maybe we should do the giveaway. If you're listening to this, if you made it the hour and 23 minutes almost.
Yes, literally.
Come listen to the pod after dark because you might be the first one to get entered. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
I love that.
Okay, yes. I'm just saying.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
All right, guys. We love ya.
Ta-ta for now.
Peace out. Bye.